Explosions rock China. Mushroom cloud rises like a nuclear blast. A netizen from Weifang reported hearing a loud bang at noon. Moments later, the glass in his house shattered. The innermost of the 3 layers of glass had exploded. Contemporary China's urbanization is advancing rapidly, with skyscrapers and thriving commerce. However, behind this prosperity, public safety concerns are repeatedly exposed. The frequent occurrence of fatal accidents, such as fires and explosions, is heartbreaking. Even more worrying, public outcry after an accident is often short-lived. Media coverage shifts to other topics within days, and the voices of victims' families gradually fade. When safety becomes a matter of luck rather than institutional protection, anyone could become the next victim. On the morning of July 13th this year, in Mengchuan Township, Ruzhou City, Henan Province, 33-year-old Wang Weifang was cooking in her kitchen, wearing an apron. Her 7-year-old daughter wanted to see what she had prepared. Suddenly, a deafening roar shattered the silence. A gas tank exploded, and flames engulfed both mother and daughter, instantly turning the kitchen into an inferno. Amidst the scorching heat, their clothes were torn apart by the blast. This sudden disaster brought irreparable devastation to the family. At noon on April 29th this year, a fire broke out in a restaurant in Beta District, Liaoyang City, Liaoning Province, killing 22 people and injuring 3 others. The tragedy shocked the public. Videos posted on social media showed the fire at the Cook Lady restaurant in Liaoyang. Huge flames and thick black smoke billowed from the building, creating a horrific scene. Aerial footage showed more than 10 fire trucks parked in front of the restaurant. Witnesses reported that the exterior of the restaurant caught fire first, followed by shattering windows. Strong winds spread the flames rapidly within 3 to 5 minutes, as onlookers watched helplessly. Although firefighters arrived within 5 or 6 minutes, the exterior of the restaurant had already been completely destroyed. Another eyewitness recalled that restaurant staff initially tried to extinguish the fire themselves with fire extinguishers, but the intense flames fueled by the wind proved impossible to control. The fire also spread to the bank sign next door, destroying several electric vehicles parked outside. Fires are common in China. The root cause is the lack of strict safety enforcement and weak law implementation, fundamental reasons for recurring tragedies. Chinese beauty influencer Tong Xiaoping, who frequently shares her life and beauty tips on social media, revealed in a video that a gas explosion occurred in her home on March 31st this year. She suffered severe burns, including second-degree burns on her face, nearly leaving her disfigured. She hopes her experience will remind others to pay attention to fire and electrical safety at home to prevent similar tragedies. Because we live in an old neighborhood without piped gas, we use LPG tanks. Around 11:30 p.m. on March 31st, my mom and I were lying in bed in our bedroom. She had just fallen asleep, and I was on my phone. My dad had just returned home and lit a cigarette in the living room. The moment he struck his lighter, I heard a loud bang and felt a strong tremor. The glass in our window shattered, and I saw a huge ball of fire rushing toward us. I quickly woke my mom, and we ran out together. Tong Xiao lived on the 5th floor. When the fire broke out, she ran downstairs, banging on doors and shouting for neighbors to escape. At the square below, she called 119 and 120 for help. But when she realized her parents hadn't come out, she rushed back. There on the staircase, she found them, bleeding, badly burned, unable to walk. Bit by bit, they crawled down using their hands and bodies until neighbors pulled them to safety. Her family was rushed to the hospital. Xiao suffered burns on 14% of her body, but her parents were in critical condition, with burns covering nearly 80%. That night, they were sent straight to the ICU. Another explosion struck on October 6, 2024, in Shangqiu, Henan. At 5 a.m., Mrs. Zhang was preparing breakfast for her children using a gas cylinder. Minutes later, a massive blast engulfed her kitchen. Flames threw her several meters, leaving her with burns on 70% of her body. Doctors said a full recovery was impossible. Her husband, Mr. Zhang, had inspected the kitchen just an hour earlier. Experts believe a loose gas valve caused the leak that ignited the explosion. Medical costs have already exceeded 100,000 yuan, an unbearable burden for a rural family. Statistics show over 60% of China's gas accidents happen in kitchens, yet only 30% of households have gas alarms, far lower than the 80% in developed countries. Behind these numbers are shattered families and irreversible tragedies. And the disasters don't stop at home. On June 16 last year, a fireworks factory in Chongde, Hunan, exploded, sending a massive mushroom cloud into the sky. At least 9 people were killed and 26 injured. The blast shook homes 5 kilometers away, smashing windows and ripping open doors. Investigators believe rainwater seeped into the warehouse, causing stored gunpowder cakes to ferment and ignite. The factory had a long history of safety violations, overcrowded workers, missing fire hydrants, and illegal modifications. Yet it kept running until catastrophe struck. On July 17th last year, tragedy struck Zigong, Sichuan. A massive fire engulfed the Juding building, once the city's busiest shopping mall. Within minutes, flames and thick smoke spread from the ground floor through the 14-story complex. Nearly 300 firefighters and 72 fire trucks battled through the night. 75 people were rescued, but 16 lost their lives and 5 were injured. Survivors described hearing small explosions and escaping through black smoke. One couple, celebrating their 32nd wedding anniversary, recalled running for their lives in the middle of the night. The fire was later traced to an unplugged charger, a chilling reminder of how small mistakes can turn deadly. Then, on January 26 this year, chaos erupted in Shenyang's Daedong district. A powerful explosion ripped through a grocery store in the downtown area, scattering people in all directions. Many victims were elderly, waiting in line at the food market. Roads were sealed off, but strangely, official media remained silent. Residents reported police calling them later that day, demanding photos be deleted and information kept quiet. The timing fueled rumors. The blast happened just 3 days after Xi Jinping personally visited that very market. Online, sarcasm spread fast. Chinese people are speaking out together. On August 29, 2025, the skyline of University Town lit up with giant anti-CCP slogans projected on a high-rise wall. Down with red fascism, overthrow communist tyranny, and freedom is not a gift, it must be taken back. The projection lasted nearly an hour, drawing huge crowds and spreading rapidly across social media. Police eventually traced the source to a nearby hotel, where they found a projector and a handwritten open letter urging officers not to serve evil. The mastermind was revealed to be Qi Hong, a 43-year-old Buddhist. He had lived through detention, harassment, and injustice, and was inspired by Ping Lifa, the lone man who hung banners during the Sitong Bridge protest, and by the White Paper movement. Determined to act, Qi used technology to send his message across the night sky. He has since escaped to the UK, where his story has been shared in interviews, sparking renewed debate about freedom in China. From deadly fires to silenced explosions, and from grief to open defiance, these incidents expose not only safety failures, but also the cracks in a system struggling to suppress voices of resistance. In 2023, Chai Song projected the words, "Down with the Communist Party, down with Xi Jinping," onto the exterior walls of a high-rise building in Wanda Plaza, Jinan, Shandong, garnering widespread attention. Qi Hong ultimately chose Xi Street in Chongqing University Town for his action. This area is home to numerous universities and has a dense flow of people, making it easier for the concept of freedom to spread. He admitted that while students might not immediately take action, these ideas are like seeds. They will eventually sprout. To prepare for the projection, he purchased an engraving machine and carved the words himself. After checking into his hotel on August 10, he began a series of technical adjustments, including font size, projection angle, and focal length. Although the action had already generated significant buzz, he remained unsatisfied with the final result, believing that a larger font size would have made a stronger visual impact. Before leaving the hotel, he left a handwritten letter in his room, imploring the police to distinguish right from wrong, uphold their conscience, and refrain from aiding and abetting abuse. He wrote, "You may benefit now, but one day you may become a victim. Please treat others with kindness within your ability and avoid harassing the innocent. If absolutely necessary, you can raise the muzzle of your gun slightly. Chi Hong revealed on the program that the letter was not prepared in advance, but was instead a spur-of-the-moment decision, hoping to sow a seed of conscience in the hearts of the police. He said he had not discussed the entire operation with his family. Before the projection officially went live on August 29th, he had already left the hotel on the 20th and arrived in the UK with his wife and two daughters on the 21st, where they activated the projection equipment remotely. After the incident came to light, police went to his hometown in Chongqing to locate his mother, and his brother and other relatives were also suspected of being questioned. He apologized for this, but also firmly believed that someone had to spread the fire.